Day. We're gonna wait for the algorithm to let everybody know that we're here. Hey, if you are catching this on the replay, come join us sometime. We are here every Wednesday. And I had a few people ask me about if I'm gonna start doing a members page. And let me know if that's something you would like. I would probably do like, you get to see the lives for free, and then I guess maybe the replays or something. But yeah, like some people can make it here, some people can't. Hey, I see a few of you hopping on. Put in the chat. Let me know where you are watching from. Please definitely like and subscribe. If you don't share, that's fine. But if you subscribe, then what happens is you get to know when I post things. So on here, if you hit subscribe, it lets you know when I put things like polls or posts, you know, like on Facebook or on, you know, Instagram. I'm so sorry. Doc Day's here. All right. Hey, Doc Day. How are you? And what time is it? And Marie's here from Montreal, Canada. What time is it there? Is it 9 o'clock? And we've got Mike. Hello from South Carolina. I had this bag of watercolors and I threw a cup in here. And the cup had coffee, and so I'm trying to get these like cleaned up really quick. So I put a poll out there, and if you're subscribed, you should have got like alert that I put out a poll. Put in the comments if you got the poll. And let me know if you answered it. I wonder if YouTube's even let me know that you guys are interacting. I don't know how to go back and pull up the polls other than after you guys have made a post. Hi from Battle Creek. Hello, hello. And is that your nickname? Or is it your last name? Doc, I did not get it. All right. And then I got no poll on my end. Dang. So, yeah, make sure you hit subscribe. And I think there's more than one, like, subscribe where you get, like, alerts and stuff. And if you're like following me on the Instagram or Facebook, then you'll also, I also post stuff on Substack. That's a new one. It's like oh my gosh. Whoa, gnarly. Almost done here. The bottom of this bag has like, it's so weird. I swore I finished the coffee that was in the, oh my goodness. It's so crazy. Yikes. I hope this bag doesn't have a hole in it. But I was like, why? I thought, how did all those tubes... I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. So I'm starting a new painting, and I've been working on it today. And I'm going to show you how far I got on it. But we're going to talk today about what are some things that you want to learn how to paint in watercolor this year. Put that in the comments. So on the poll, what I did was I put on there, someone had said the beginning in January, some items, and we've done a few of them so far. Someone had piped up and said, hey, can you do an episode on waterfalls? And we did waterfalls. And then we did, what was it? Like Paris. Yeah, it was like the flower shops, right? We did one at daytime and then early morning, I think it was. Almost there. And then, let's see. So someone had said flesh tones. All 10 of you are on here. Did you guys put anything in the comments? Mike says he got it. Did you answer it, Mike? What did you put? So I put on the poll, do you want to do flesh tones next? Or do you want to do, because I'm here for you. Like, I mean, obviously I get to pick what I'm gonna paint, but we gotta come up with the next subject, right? And so I put on there flesh tones, and we all can vote tonight. Sally Harris, what's happening? Hello from Oklahoma. Okay, is Oklahoma, I think. And then happy to be here. One learned from Gabriel, right? Want to learn from Gabriel. Go. Awesome, got it. And then, yep, that is my nickname. My last name is Kane. Cool. And then, is that your maiden name or your, like, married name? So the other choice on the poll was we do perspective, and we do like some exterior, like landscape, or interior, and then we'll do them in watercolor, but they'll be like I see another one you got there, Kane. Yeah, I think I saw ruins. Oh, totally down. Like we do some cool apocalyptic like ruin things. I'm gonna be going to Jordan, and I get to go to Petra in August. Yeah, so I don't know if some of you are around when I went to Italy, and some of you went to my GoFundMe, and the people that helped sponsor came alongside me for that trip, got paintings. And so I'm gonna do the same thing for Jordan. So I'm gonna be painting in Jordan. And Marie says great idea for what? What are we saying great idea for? Yay, I finally got, I think, the last one. You're gonna be like, whoa, that was a lot of paint he had to wipe up. Got my tea here brewing. I need some little tea. All right, let's go down here. I do need one other thing first before I start. I don't want a nightmare. Bum, bum, bum. So, I know you didn't want to see the back of my head either. Let's use this. Alright, so, enough looking at me, all 11 of you. Oh wait, let me go back to here. So, comments. Ancient ruins. Mike said, perspective is what I voted for. Flesh tones would be good too. All right, well, prioritize. Are you prioritizing on there? So perspective 1, and then we come to flesh tones. And then Kane says, ancient ruins like Mayan, Inca, Aztec, ooh. Which history gets ignored in favor of Roman Europe. Let's paint some of the cool. What about like Easter Island? Bum, bum, bum. Marie says both topics are interesting. Hello. And then yeah, Marie is saying ancient ruins. Cool. And we're gonna go here and we're gonna keep talking about, you know, what are some other things. Like, I know you have other things. And let's go here. And boom, boom, boom. So look at all these. All these is what I was wiping up. And so, all right. Well, Kane, it looks like you are getting a lot of people's attention. I'm gonna do this. So, gonna give you some homework. Haha, you're like, this is why everybody else is being quiet. So, my email, info at Gabriel Stockton fineart.com. So email me some photos. That's what our friend did with the flower shop. Also, my Instagram is Gabriel Stockton Fine Art. Okay, so you could either message me and that way, or message me here, whichever. All right. So if you have some cool stuff, and you even want to throw in some cool historic things, thoughts and feelings about that cool history stuff, I am down. Yeah, I am down. So, I am working on a painting today, and I just thought, since we didn't really have anything lined up today, we had fun the last 2 Saturdays doing some cool goodies with the and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll probably see those posts of the covered bridges. But this is what I'm working on right now, and it looks like the cable doesn't want to reach, so I'm at that's cool. I'm at 87%. So this gentleman here had this cool car. So I need to find this green right here. So I picked out a couple of greens. That way you're gonna get to see some Daniel Smith colors. There's Cascade green. Here's green gold. Definitely not that one. I was thinking permanent green. So this little Dixie sign. We got phthalo green, spring green, What else we got here? Phthalo yellow green. So I'm gonna swatch out some of these bad boys. Phthalo green. This says, wait, did I just say phthalo green twice? I sure did. And to double check that these are the same, it says phthalo green yellow shade. Phthalo green yellow shade. Now, there's other phthalo greens that might say red shade or blue shade. Alright, so I only need one of those. Dun dun dun, phthalo turquoise, because we're going to also find this color for the car. And I might be painting that car too. Here's a duochrome. So I'm going to set those ones over here. No, spring green, get over here. Phthalo turquoise, you're right there. What we got here? Iridescent blue silver. Ooh, that's cool. This is iridescent electric blue. That's kind of electric bluey. Lapis, which I usually have a ring of, but I didn't wear it today. Today I'm wearing garnet. And, ooh, here's another green. This is chromium green oxide. So, I'm gonna be finding this green and this green in the window. That's this one, and that one. So this is a nocturne painting, and we're gonna see, look at that. This is another permatech color. It's a blue greenish. It might go either way. Cobalt turquoise, which I've already been using because it's already in my palette. Ooh, blue apatite, which is a permatech. So when I'm doing these like extensive paintings, there's indigo. We're all familiar with indigo. Hey, what about the ultramarine turquoise? Let's see how that's different than cobalt turquoise. Because I know some of you be liking some ultramarine blue more than an anthracene blue. We'll put that one over here when we go for the blues. We'll swatch out the cobalt just to compare it to our friends. Suju light. It is in this painting. I mean, this picture, but, sure. And these other ones, of course, can wait later. Oh, there is one other, is, ultramarine violet. Carbazole violet. Ooh. So you're like, Gabriel. I'm very grateful to Daniel Smith sending me fistfuls of paint. I am a blessed young man. Young man at 49. Soon to be 50. Oh, we got some more comments. And what are we saying here? Greetings. Paulo. My single mom with 4 kids drove an Oldsmobile. Nice. 98. That's rad. Sleeping Beauty, Doc Day says. Yeah, I have Sleeping Beauty on my palette for sure. And those that are just now joining us, put in the comments, what would you like to learn this year with how to do with watercolor? And all right, so what I like to do is I like not to get paint on my current painting. So I'm gonna take, this is the phthalo yellow shade. So what I do is I go like this and I put just a little dabble do ya right there. And you want to keep these in order. So we'll put that one there. Cascade green right here. Let's go chromium green oxide. We'll put that over here. This is, and see that little bloop right there? That does not mean that this is bad. Okay, when this little thing, that's called gum arabic. All right, let me see if I can zoom in. There it is. See that little bloop thing right there? That is just gum arabic. So sometimes when your tube sits for a while, the gum arabic will separate because what's happening there is there's like a cat outside talking to us. So when you have this little thing happen, what's happening with your tube of paint, it's not bad. So it happens sometimes with my Sleeping Beauty is inside, so these tubes has a cap, right? And goes like this, and then the tube comes down, and it's got the little crimp. All right, so when these sit in the little rack at the store for a while, what happens is some of these pigments, they're kind of heavy, okay? So some are granulating, right? So they got different size granules in there, and then there's this stuff that we just saw, this cool goo, that is gum arabic. And then we have the other stuff in the tube with Daniel Smith, and that's called water. All right, so there's the pigment, and so sometimes these granules are so heavy they want to fall all the way down to the bottom. And you might have one of these permatech colors that are like the minerals or stones, like the garnet. There is a tube with garnet. So it's so heavy that the granules fall to the bottom, and the gum arabic might push up to the top, and then the water. So you could kind of like massage it. And so I'm just gonna put a little note that I noticed that the chromium green oxide did that. So next time before I open it, I might put it in my pocket and warm it up, and then maybe like massage it, okay, or turn it upside down. All right, so it's not a bad tube of paint, so don't freak out. All right, be like, oh my gosh, I bought a bad tube of paint. No, you didn't. You're good. So green gold, that's a really rad color. We're gonna put that one there, and it goes here. That way I know. Permanent green, I want to go this way with the permanent green right there. We're going to add some water to this because it's watercolor. And then we got phthalo yellow green. And I think that's actually, that might be the ticket. For this little piece that I need. Just this one little spot. So this painting I'm working on is for a special event. We got spring green. I'm gonna put spring green right over here. And whoa, maybe that's it. Okay. And you can tell I don't use these colors often, and they're kind of full. We got this Permatech color, Phosphite Genuine. I'm gonna put that one over here. That's a pretty cool stone mineral. And then we're gonna compare the difference between ultramarine turquoise. Then you're gonna see, hey, that's what's different about it. All right. I'm gonna put this under here so it doesn't break my cigar box. I don't smoke cigars, but when you go to the store, you can, they just toss these in a little, well, they used to just throw them in a bin and you can have them for free, but now I think they're charging like, they want to charge you like $5. And I'm like, whoa. So I'm gonna check the comments. No comments. So 6TW are here. I'm asking, is there something that you would like to paint? I'm gonna use a Skoda Ultimo. This is a flat Ultimo. Just changing it up a little so you can see how these, you know, look at that. That's pretty. So this is the cobalt turquoise. I'm gonna add, I got two things of water over here. I got one that's dirty and then one that's nice and clean. So I'm gonna add more water to this. That way I can see what it looks like lighter. And I'm looking back here at these car windows. And that's nice. And let's look at ultramarine turquoise. Ooh, wow, not even the same. Look at that. Look at that. So, man, looks like some people are going to be getting some ultramarine turquoise if you already have, it's pretty neat. But what I need to do is come over here. I need to look. I'm looking for this color right there in this painting. So this one is the permanent green. That looks dead on. Dead on. So, but let's keep going. I might use both. Oh, I don't know. That looks like almost like the Grinch. Like, you know, the Grinch costume that you can get for Halloween. Let me know in the comments if you have these colors. Phosphite Genuine, maybe. I can see the tooth and it kind of looks like arches. This paper is Saunders Waterford Roof. Hello from Berkshire County, Massachusetts. Hi, Sally. What are you putting paint on? It kind of palette of paper. Oh, so this is just a sheet of paper. This is on the back side, Sally, of Saunders Waterford Roof. So if you ever buy one of my paintings, you might even buy a award-winning painting and then look at the back and there might be something from Watercolor Wednesday. Wow, you know what? now it's leaning to this one. And which is that? That is the spring green. Whoa. I thought it was gonna be permanent green, but ooh, I don't know. It might be a combination of couple. All right, let's go to the Fosite. Wow, that would be a cool classic car color, but it is definitely not the classic car. Ooh, but it looks like that back window. Some of the back window, maybe. Let's go to this. This is green gold. Green gold's a really good color to have, and that definitely looks like the Grinch. But I'm not having it for any. Oh, maybe the front window. Not really. Kind of looks almost here, but I'm leaning maybe in here. Really cool nocturne picture. All right, let's go over here. You're all wondering what happens when I mix this paint with a little bit of gum arabic. Well, what you want to do is kind of just massage it first. Now, look at that. It's such a wonderful color. Now, one thing about the chromium green oxide is if you see an oil painting, master's oil painting, guess what color they might have used for a green? That's right. That's right. They probably used this one. My tea is ready. Put in the comments. Are you drinking tea? What tasty beverage are you enjoying right now? I have a spicy dirty chai. That's right. Bum, bum, bum. Cheers. And spicy, I don't know, it wasn't just regular chai, it was spicy chai, so I made me some espresso and added it to chai. This is not a paintbrush. It was my stir stick. Alright, I'm so silly. Alright, next color. Oh wait, before I run off, we were gonna look at chromium green oxide here real quick. Chromium green oxide, chromium green oxide. Maybe back this way. Bum, bum, bum. Do you have one of these little brochures that has all the Daniel Smith colors? There it is. Oh, it was right there. I knew it. I knew it. So this is all the geek stuff. So chromium green oxide is available in a 15 tube. It's a series number 1, so it's on the lower end. And then this number 2, if we look up here, number 2 means it's low staining. All right. And then the next part there, it says yes, a Y, that means it granulates. So remember what I was saying earlier, the granules are heavy, and I knew it wasn't a staining, hard staining color, because a staining color, the pigment for a staining color is all the same size little, and these are synthetic colors. Okay. All right, so a staining color, all the granules are pretty much the same size. So ultramarine blue, or let's say lapis. We're gonna see lapis here a little bit. Where are you, buddy? Dun, dun, dun. Lapis. and blue apatite. Those are going to be granules. So unlike this one that is staining, this one that's going to be granules. It's going to have big pieces and medium pieces and little pieces. Big pieces, medium pieces, little pieces, big piece. All right. So, and I'm looking at this, and look how granular it looks. It almost now looks like a snake or something, right? I'm looking at all these others. All right. So I probably wouldn't want to put this granular one on my window, on my car. But if I wanted some cool granules in a landscape, yeah, buddy, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use this color, and then I don't have to paint every strand of stinking grass. What was this one? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is Cascade Green. Cascade Green is a really cool color. Ooh, look at that. It almost looks turquoisey. Look at that. I thought that's what the ultramarine blue was gonna look like, buddy. And no. Nope. What was our other one? Phthalo green. What? Do you remember? Phthalo green. YS. Why do you ask? No, I'm just kidding. So let's go over here to phthalo green. Phthalo green, most, I would say, look, see, look, here we go. Phthalo green BS. Oh, we're keeping this channel PG-13. Oh no, it's PG-7. I'm throwing these terms at you today. Like, what's going on, Gabriel? So PG-7 means this is pigment green, all right? So BS is blue shade, friends. So this phthalo is of green that's on the, if we got green down the center and it's going towards blue, it's a blue shade of green. If we've got, because blue and yellow make green, right? Let me put a diagram. All right, we've got our little book here, Watercolor Wednesday book. All right, so we've got red, yellow, blue. All right, red, okay. Yellow and blue makes green. Okay, so this one is BS. Blue shade. Okay, this one over here is a yellow green, which is YS. Okay, yellow shade. Now, if you have the tube of this color, dun, 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 it will tell you on the Daniel Smith that what it's made with. All right, so wait a minute, I grabbed the wrong one. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh no, that's right, this is yellow green. We found phthalo blue green. Now we're gonna come this way, and we're coming this way. There it is, phthalo green, yellow shade, PG-36. All right, I think that's worse than PG-13. Is there a pigment 13? I wonder. Ooh. There's a PG-17. And this is a single pigment, all right? PG-23. We're getting all PG up in here. Pigment grains. Ooh, and what does this one mean? What? This one says PG-18 and PBR. What's PBR 7? That is pigment brown. Alright. Okay, moving on. Oh, wait, no, I didn't show you. Phthalo. The phthalo green. I lost it again. Oh, no. Persian green, rare green. Help me. There it is. It's next to Hooker's green. Alright, just remember that next time. So we've got, and it says it's a number 4. It's a staining color. What? Alright, and then it's a fully transparent color. And it does not granulate. And it's a number 1. So it's, actually it's a number 2. There's 5 different prices for Daniel Smith colors. It's a number 1, which says it's excellent, and it lasts 100+ years. So, all right, good to know. Well, we're all just waiting, Gabriel, for you just to paint it out. So we'll go right down here. That is a thick color. What? Most phthalos are, and this is now gonna turn all my water green. And we're gonna get in here and whoa, check it out. That actually is the color. What? You did that on purpose, Mr. Stockton, Mr. Professor. And you know what? I'm looking back here, and that looks like our sign. All right, I could play here. All right, you want to play? All right, let's play. Check it out. So it's kind of on camera. It's kind of over there. Let me move this over here. And let's just, I don't typically do this, but let's paint by number. That's awful. Don't you dare. Look, this little thing, do you think now I need to squeeze all that on my palette? Oh my goodness, Becky, do not. So I've got just my perla, and this is so rich and juicy. I'm just gonna take it right off of the paper here. What's nice is if you put too big of a dab, guess what? This is still usable after it dries. I do this when I do these bigger paintings. So check it out. I'm gonna take this one, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it down in here. Just a little bit. Okay. Now, just for giggles, we had this green. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that, and I'll put it up to the top. Right in here. Now, I'm gonna just take water, and I'm gonna merge the two. Now, I gotta be careful, because one is a staining color, and one is a granule color. No, they're both non-granules. One is staining. All right. Come on, Gabriel. You should get this right. You're a brand ambassador, dude. So, what am I doing? I'm now mixing it in the actual area of my painting. I'm gonna put a little bit of this ultramarine turquoise just because it's new. It's cool to me. I think we might be seeing that one a little more often. So this is a sign at night. Don't ask me what time it was. I was getting gas. It was one of those, when you're gonna like, you got somewhere to be the next morning, so you're like, I better fill up the gas now. I'm gonna take a little bit of this permanent green up towards the top. We really can't read this sign. It's Dixie Lumber. Do you guys have a Dixie Lumber? So there we go. Now, see how this doesn't have a nice tight edge, and see how that does have a tight edge? That is not gonna fly for this painting. So, I'm gonna take a little bit of this granulating color. What? Why would you use that, Gabriel? You're just a crazy person. Well, you've got to experiment. You got to play. I know it's going to make some soft edges, and it's going to granulate on this paper. I need to just massage this and in here to make this edge fuzzy, and it's gonna give it some cool kind of vibrancy, and the jurors love this kind of stuff. I'll take a little more of that. I'm not making it hugely, significant. I do need to tighten up this corner here, right there. And then it does get a little more thicker paint on this top part. So this is the, if you like really tight and controlled paintings and you want to spend like a week on a painting, that is it. That's your crazy guy. I'll show you here in a minute what's going on the other side of the paper, I promise, but I need to look at these blues first. Come on, guys. So before you put these away, what we have to do, friends, is get yourself a pen, and on your other hand you have your drink, which is tea. I got some tea here, and I have a pen. So I'm just using your good old Uniball pen. It does really well on this watercolor paper. So real quick, we've got, again, cobalt blue. So just abbreviate it like Kobe Turk. Okay, that's one. Then we got ultramarine blue. I'm going to just do this is how you get familiar with your paints, your colors. If you're having a hard time memorizing, like, hey, is that yellow ochre? I don't know. Well, do these. Now this is phthalo. I'm just gonna put fat, O, green, GRN, but it's the YS. All right, and this is what people do. Cascade green is the next one, so I'm just gonna put GRN here. We got chromium green oxide, so guess what? Yep. And this here, and I just put ox. That just looked like okay. All right, that would not be okay. Green gold, so I'm just gonna put GRN, and then gold like that. And this is a nice thing about being dyslexic. I still understand my chicken scratch. Perm. Who put in the comments if there's any dudes here? Did you ever get a perm? I'm just curious. I know some of you ladies might have got a perm. You had straight hair, but you thought someone with curly hair was cooler. But usually it's like brunettes wanting to be blondes and blondes wanting to be brunette. Phthalo yellow green, which is not phthalo green yellow shade. See that? So phthalo, fat, O, yellow, and I do it this way. YOLO, GRN, and then I just do a straight up P because that tells me this is a permatech. Okay. Oops, my bad. The permatech's over here. And this is spring green. Ooh, I saved myself. Look at that. Woo! All right. Did I get paint on me? No, we're good. All right, let's look at some blues. Did anybody put in the comments? Hello from Arizona, Sean. Hello. And we've got Earl Grey iced tea in the house with some monk fruit. So does that mean, Dar, that you are not doing sugar since you're doing monk fruit? Is that paleo or what is that, keto? Mike, spring green looks pretty sporty. Yeah. And rough paper is one I've never dared to try. Oh my gosh, if you like textures, I'm about to show you. Look at these textures down here. When you have rough paper or cold press, phosphate. Oh, gotcha. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so all 12 of you, all 5 thumbs up. All right, let's look at some blues. I definitely want to look at blue Appetite Genuine, because, you know, I be using that green Appetite all the time. So this is blue Appetite, which is a permatech. I'm going to compare it to Enanthrum Blue, which Enanthrum Blue is not ultramarine blue. Just so you know. We'll put Cobalt Blue next to it, just so you're going to see they are not the same. We're looking for the blue for our car. Bum, bum, bum. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint the car tonight, but we're definitely looking for the color. Lapis, which is the original OG ultramarine, which is not like cobalt blue. A lot of people say cobalt blue and ultramarine blue are the same, but it is not true. Sojo, soda light, sorry, I can't get my tongue around it. So those two are permatechs, and guess what? We see a little bit of gum arabic, and you know why now. You're not freaking out going, oh, I'm chilling. They be saying Gabriel's a bad product. That is not the truth. So this was phthalo turquoise. I don't need that. Well, we'll try it. We'll try it. Because you see some other Turks. Some other turquoises. We'll do it just so you all know what is up. We got some iridescent electric blue in the house, which is one of last year's new colors. Iridescent blue silver in the house. Ooh, this is kind of purpley. This is a little more bluish. Pretty wild, because we looked at Faucite, right? And, Faucite might work for a window. But we got duochrome, aquamarine. That's a mouthful. Say that 10 times. If you say it 10 times and without messing up, duochrome, aquamarine, I'll buy you a coffee. But you gotta come on the show, and which I don't know how to do. All right, first up is blue appetite. Ooh, look at that. What? That is gorgeous. You know what? That might work for my trim. Let's look at it, what it looks like with our perla. So I want like a fine line. Ooh. What? Shut the front doors. That is the bomb. Okay, this is definitely looking like a good candidate for some chrome areas of this car. Faux show. So green appetite, you're in. And I don't know if I'm doing chrome tonight. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because you didn't even see what I was working on today. Alright, next up is in Anthem Blue. Do you like this stuff? Do you like it when I swatch this out? Let me know. That would have been a good color for his jeans. Oh my goodness. What was I thinking? Oh, you know what? I gotta leave this up here first, because I can't. And see this? If you pull out, I take my, I rinse this out. And then I take my fingers and I go like that, and I pull out all the water, and then I soak that up. I soak that one up. All right, next on the list is cobalt blue. Ooh. Yeah, see, I used cobalt blue earlier today, and I did some of his jeans with it. But look at the dark part of his butt. It's not black, it's blue. It's black and blue? No. Alright, so we got lapis in the house. So lapis is really light. It's lighter than you think. Look at that. Super light. And it's not like ultramarine blue. But could you imagine painting with that? Really light blue. It's nothing like ultramarine turquoise over here. Alright, next up is sugar light or soldier light. Now I was thinking this could have been somewhere in this chrome, which that's pretty cool, but I also probably could use moon glow. This is pretty cool. Now, here's the problem though. I don't know how well that's gonna photograph. So when I do this stuff, when you enter a show, competition, sometimes they start out online and they first are looking at your photo. What is this color? Phthalo turquoise. It just turned all my water stinking like this amazing color. Look at that. I tell you what, you might want to just buy a small tube of this, because this 15 milliliter tube would last you Probably longer than you're gonna live for. Let's look at it. So phthalo turquoise. Phthalo turquoise comes. Oh, look at that! It also comes in a stick. Right on. So you can buy a stick for like $9. That's the watercolor stick, or a small tube of it. It's a PG-36, but it also has PB-15-3. It does not granulate. It is a full-on staining color, and it's transparent. See, I know what I'm talking about. Phthalos, they all stain. They don't granulate. But with this textured paper, you might be able to get it to do something cool. Next up is, did you guys answer the question, though? Do you like it when I paint these out? Ooh, look at that color. What? That is sexy. Is it? Is it our car? No. What if I mix it with the phthalo, though? What do we get there? Is that on camera? Yeah, it is. I'm just making sure we're on camera. What if I mix these two together? I think I just came up with a new color. Ooh, I almost got it on my painting. Yikes. Alright, next up, that was electric blue, iridescent blue, silver. Iridescent blue, your iridescents aren't gonna show up very well on a camera. But once it gets into the show, the awards are chosen. That looks like the car. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's crazy. I don't know if I want to mix these three colors. So iridescent blue. Alright, now up. Duochrome. Mouthful. Aquamarina in the house. Hey, is Eric here? Is Eric in the house? Hope your mom feels better, buddy. This is definitely not on the car, but man, look at that window. I'm still gonna go with a Permatech over a duochrome. A Permatech is definitely gonna show up over a duochrome on a camera, but guess what? I have these swatched out. And tomorrow when the sunlight is out, I could take a picture of this and I can see how they look on camera. And that's how we do it. This is how we do it. Yep. Alright. Again, over here, we got blue appetite in the house. That is definitely a go for this car. I already love this color in green. It's a Permatech. That's a 9, not a P. I need a P, Gabriel. No, I don't need a P. I need the letter P. Alright. There's genuine. The next is Enanthem Blue, which I said earlier, that could have been for his jeans. Gosh darn it. You already know, don't you? You already painted the guy. Maybe. I'm about to show you here in a minute. And I might... Ooh, it's already 7 o'clock. How did this day already fly away from me? Cobalt blue. It's not Colby cheese, Gabriel. It's just cobalt blue. Cobalt blue. Lapis. That's a P. Alright, and then we got another one. S-U-G. And we got Phthalo. Fat O. Turk. We've got electric blue. Iridescent electric blue. Come on. ID. Elect. Blue. This is the way, friends, that if you haven't figured... Ooh, look what's going on here. Oh, shut up. That is so cool. Is that on camera? Let's zoom. Can you see that texture? Look at that. I'm zooming in a little more. What? Ooh. So this is how I'm very weird. So I enjoy doing this stuff. I don't think of it as this is blue silver. I don't think of this as wasting paint. This is the kind of stuff that this is dark aqua marine. And this is when it's fresh in your head. Do you remember what we mixed here? We mixed turquoise, right? This was phthalo turquoise. Phthalo turquoise. Then we mixed the electric. So the first base, the number one color was this one. You gotta remember that. Then we put a little bit of our good friend. Second color was iridescent elect blue. And then third one down here was iridescent blue. SUGLIET. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. And alright, well that's nice. I just want to show you my whole entire house now. And my is Gabriel Stockton wearing pants? No, I'm wearing shorts under an apron. Because after this, guess what I'm gonna do? I am gonna get in my steps. So we do this, and we get this out of the way. And all of you that are still here, 13 of you, you're just like, are you gonna show us your painting? Or are you just gonna keep just swatching out colors? I'm looking on here. I like the swatches, says Sally. It looks like really a lot of paint on the camera, and I have some new colors inspiring me swatching them. Nice. Zoom back out. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have inner dialogue that is much more boring than you. Oh, got you. Do I like it when you are swatching? In fact, because when I do at home, it just is not as educational or fun. Oh, gotcha. Indigo classic denim color. I don't know if I agree with that. I had indigo blue. I have indigo blue. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think that's always the case. That it's always gonna be indigo blue. Where are you? I just had it. Do. We'll put them side by side. They're right here waiting for us. Pick me. Pick me. Indigo blue. Indigo blue. Indigo blue. Gotta have me some of that indigo blue. Kit Kat. Hey, Doc Holliday, do you have Kit Kat in good old England? You know what? There is like, oh, Marie, do you have in Canada Snickers candy bars? But they've put extra protein powder in there. So like here in the States we have, look at this phthalo all over me. Ah. Here in the States we have just good old Snickers. But I heard that you guys have, or maybe it was Sweden, there is a Snickers that has more protein in it. Like, you know, like muscle milk. Muscle milk. That does not look like blue jeans yet. And you're like, add water. So I'm adding water. Now, this is probably Wranglers. This is not Levi's. Look at that guy's pants. Those are the Wranglers. No, those are... That is not that color. But, yeah, I could see how you could say this, but this could be a blue jean color. Yeah, especially if you let it granulate. Alright? And, cool. But, I mean, this color is pretty rad, too. This is, like, brand new, denim. And this is, like the old blue jeans, like the good old 501. I'm just looking at this color, and this is a little more poppy. That's all. Yeah. Indigo blue. Indigo blue. Indigo blue. So, we'll just write it there. Oop. I don't want that pen. I save that pen for signing my name. That's the same pen. And, I just got too many pens all now. This was indigo. So, yes, some blue jeans, sure. Other blue jeans, sure. Yeah, I mean, you say tomato, I say tomato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? This is not done, okay? I am a crazy man for showing you a work in progress. So, what? Yeah, that's right. He doesn't even have a head. But guess what I'm gonna do real quick? Bum, 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 bum. All right. In case some of you are new, put in the comments real quick. Put your vote in. People earlier were saying, let's do old ruins. And some people earlier today said flesh tones. Which one are we doing first? I think we're doing ruins, but I gotta hear from the whole majority. So I'm gonna do his head real quick. I'm usually going over the clock anyway, so I'm willing to show you some flesh for my flesh people out there. I've got a dirty palette here, and I've got some semi-clean water. Holy mackerel, this is nuts. Why do I do this crazy stuff in front of a live audience? I should be just not showing you a painting that's going international when it's not even done. Look at this. Not even done. There's not even a car. You're seeing the outside that's dark. But how would I paint this guy's head? Well, the cute thing is he's got that cute, adorable little bald spot. So I'm actually gonna start there. And I'm gonna just start with a perla. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm actually gonna grab a brush that I prefer to use for when I'm doing portraits. I use this brush. Yeah, maybe not every time. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this. This is Pyro Red. Okay. And it's pink, pink, pink. This is, now I'm gonna get a little bit of olive. Who has olive? I know who has olive. Marie. Alright, and then, so I just made this reddish brown, and I'm gonna drop it right in here. And I actually tilted this guy's head just a little bit more. Now I just have water on my brush, and I'm just massaging that. Now I'm gonna get a little bit of burnt sienna and a little bit of green. So this skin tone is good for someone that's Italian or Irish. And we're gonna put that in there like this. And I need, this is crazy, right? Tiger's eye. Why am I adding tiger's eye? You may ask, because I'm crazy. I'm a crazy man. I need it to granulate around his head. I am making granule pieces now to paint me. This guy has really short hair. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more red. So this is pyro red. Like if I get in there, that sucker is red. Like this red down here. See that? That's red. Okay, but when you add lots of water to the watercolor, and we add green, so the base is red, adding green is knocking down the chroma, okay? So here's red. Whoa! But what if I make lots of water? Now it's pink. Now I add a little green. So find yourself a cute little Italian lady to do a portrait of her, or a cute little old man, and you've got a nice tone for this person. You know how they kind of have their cute little nose, and it's kind of maybe a little redder around the edges? That's gonna be more like something like this. Are all Italian people this flesh tone? No. All right, next. There's a little chunk right here of his ear. So I'm going more burnt sienna and more green, olive green. And you want to go light first. So there's this chunk right here by his ear. You see that ear? Well, he has a collar on his, where there's light hitting here. So I'm getting a little more green, and I'm gonna make this now darker right in here. You could probably get away with using your perla. You don't have to get one of these. These are actually hard to find. This is, when I went to go get this brush, there's a little bookstore that I was told to go to. A real little hidden gem of a place. The lady said, I wanted to touch all the brushes, and she wouldn't let me come behind the counter. And she said, who's your teacher? And I told her. She says, this is the brush you get, and it's gonna be this much money. I didn't know how much it was gonna cost. I was like, oh my goodness. My fiance is gonna be very happy with me, who is now my lovely, amazing wife, supporting wife, who was my loving, also amazing fiance at the time. So I better get it before I got married. Now I'm gonna put a softer color here. This happens really slow. This should feel like meditation. This should feel fun and exciting. I'm putting some more tiger's eye. Yes, that is a color by Daniel Smith. There's this little edge here where he's got a little bit of hair growing in. And then now I'm just taking water and a clean brush. It's good my water's green and it's not purple. Alright, and then I have his face turned a little better than this. This is boring. Looking at the back of a dude's head. We get to see a little bit of his cute little face. There's a new color that came out called Jaune Brilliant. Now I'm gonna use the Jaune Brilliant with some olive for the front here, because this is the front of his face. We were doing the back there. So now I'm lifting some of this out here, like this. This happens really slow. Portraits are not uber fast. There are some people that can do some uber fast. Mine are, well, when someone gives me a commission to do of someone, I want it to look like that person. The trick is having the accurate look of that person. So in this case, we want the body language to come off looking like this gentleman. And here we are. This gets a little darker around his head there. So I'm adding more green. There it goes. There it goes. You don't want to go. Once you go black, there's no going back. You've got to stay light at the beginning. We're starting to see that tiger's eye wake up and granulate this piece. There's a little bit of hair over the top of that ear right here. This is fun. This is, right now, like, this feels to me that now I dropped a little more red right there. Now it gets to go darker. I'm adding blue because this is gonna be like a yellow orange, so I want blue. This is a dark, but I gotta watch out because this is the gas pump. There we go. That collar now is not white. This I first started this with quinacridone, deep quinacridone gold, or Quinacridone Deep Gold. That's the one I use. Alright. So that is nice and dark right here. And that collar goes down now. Deja vu. I just had a deja vu. We were painting together. How cool is that? Alright. And a little more red behind this ear. Right like that. Nice. Now, since this is all nice and wet, I again take all the water out and I can lift right here on the side of his head and lighten it up, and it's gonna make that contour. And then one more time with the red. Now it's gonna dry lighter. I gotta keep that always in the forefront of my mind. Here we go again. There's a really cool gentleman I'm watching right now with a Korean name I'm still learning, that paints like this. Pretty amazing. That ear's got a little too much of a C right here. I'm gonna take it down. Alright, and then just a little more red right here in front of the ear. And that is the back of our guy's head for now. This other ear is on this other side. I gotta get that in. So a nice little chunk of that dark red right here. This needs to go over just a titch more. There. Nice. Cool. And then just a little bit darker right here. And down. There's that crease. And then just soften up here this edge just with water. I'm massaging this like that. And then this is not the time to start painting that stuff around there. But what I can do is if I take the Quin Gold and mix it into that blue, I get a nice pretty color, and then maybe a little bit of Sleeping Beauty turquoise. I got that dark color for his jacket right here. Look at that. And then under his elbow, right here, like this. And then this comes up like that. This kicks up just a titch more. I'm going to grab some more turquoise. Put it right there. I'm going to grab now some green apatite. And that green apatite's going to go here. And I'm going to stop here because it is already 88 minutes in. So I hope you're following me on the IG, and you can see how this ends up turning out. You know, I'm gonna grab a little Moon Glow and drop Moon Glow right here for that jacket. This is gonna come here. A little bit of Rose of Ultramarine. I said I was going. What am I doing? I'm enjoying this. A little more Rose of Ultramarine. Look at that. Whoa, that was a lot. Like, what are you doing, crazy guy? And then I'm going to saturate it. And I'm going to saturate this. Now I'm starting to get that texture of this jacket. See that? And it has a little more ultramarine in here. And a rose of ultramarine. And this crease right here. And then this comes up like that. And yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me today for Watercolor Wednesday. Next week, if I get some samples sent to me of some ruins, we're gonna paint some ruins next week. I'm down, and we could do some cool stuff. And you can always go darker later with like this jacket stuff, but stay light always. And there's this creases over here, boop, and then boop, and then over here, boop. You gotta do the boop like that at the bottom of the jacket. There's that crease. This crease goes a little bit tighter. And look at that. He's got that cool jacket on. And this little arm over here gets darker. Some blue. Blue. Turquoise. Right here, this jacket gets darker right here. Bum, bum, bum. Like that. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. This comes like this. There's this crease here. This crease there. This gets nice and dark right down in there. And might as well take that color back over here one more time. I like doing the organic approach. Look at that. Pretty cool. This gets dark right here and comes around and gets darker there. Then this is nice and light. This is dark here, and then we're going dark right there. Is it like that in the photo? At this point, it's what works the best for the painting. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. I will see you next week. Who else stopped by? Shelly! Hey! I love swatching the paint. Right on. Loads to learn with both. Right on. And Sean. Indigo. All right, we tried it out for like 6,000 years. Right on. And yes, I haven't seen any extra proteins. No? I wonder what country that was then. With the extra protein Snickers bars. I was like, sign me up. I want some healthy sugary candy bar. And Sally, I like the swatches. Looks like really good on the camera. Right on. And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you all 16 of you and all 9 thumbs up. I appreciate it. Please share this and let your friends know. And again, make sure you hit that notification so that you're getting like the cool polls and stuff. Because when I get those pictures, I'm gonna probably ask you guys which of the photos that get sent in that we paint, or then I'm just picking them and you get stuck with. So yeah, so participation is key. There's actually the hose is gonna come right here and then down, and then the hose comes out towards his elbow. and down like that. And then it comes by his leg and then hooks up in the thing. Yeah, so I do this loose. And then I build that hose up. So it's coming like this. And then it comes up by his arm. And it's right here. Coming down. I'm a crazy guy. I should not be doing this loose, but you know, hopefully I'm teaching you watercolor is not the hardest medium. And it's a conspiracy. They just wanted you to play football instead of painting pretty pictures. This comes up. This actually comes from over here and goes whoop like that. All right. Anyways, you just saw this. I've got a lot more to do on it. And when it is finished, you will see this. I couldn't answer the question, how long is it going to take me? Because, well, I get to teach and do these wonderful, fun things with you all. But this is what we're going after. And that's what we got so far. All right. Have a wonderful time. I will see you next week. And thank you. And hey, did you know that YouTube did this thing right here where you can give like a tip? Wow. Interesting. All right. Take care. See you guys later. I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep those brushes wet. Bye.